Kyle here from All Media Reviews. I'm here to do the May 2024 anniversary, Milestone Anniversaries. A couple things I was going to mention and say. Got my Topo Chico lime. This stuff, there's less than 1 gram of sugar in it, and it tastes kind of like soda. I mean, it's weird. I mean, I've been obsessed with Waterloo since getting diabetes and stuff like that. And before that, it was Ice Mountain carbonated water and the little LaCroix, but this is the best. I mean, it's popular. It's a little more pricey, but the best flavor though is the tangerine flavor. But this is Topo Chico lime. There's also a blueberry one, which is okay, but and then a couple other things I noticed. I did buy this. I found this online. The Keith Emerson Changing States. I've been knowing about this, but Kevin Gilbert produced this and played on a lot of it. Also has Mark Bonilla, Tim Pierce. So played some of it. You know, it's Keith Emerson. It sounds a lot like ELP, but without any vocals, really, if I'm not mistaken. There might have been vocals on a couple of tracks. Yeah, there are. Gary Chimarelli. I know part of the deal when he worked with Keith, he was still under contract with Toy Matinee when we were making this, and so Kevin couldn't sing on it. But then I forgot about that. I got this Unsung, which has 2 tracks. It's like one of the last things Kevin did. It was done sometime in early '96. But he plays on 2 of the tracks, number 4, Fish Creek, and number 9, The East is Red. Haven't listened to it, but someone on the Kevin Gilbert Discord channel was asking about it, and I know I got it. I don't know where. I got it from someone else, maybe a Kevin Gilbert related thing. I don't remember where I got it, but I got it how long ago it was. But it was in a bunch of my CDs, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that. So short commentary about the Timberwolves. Been kind of in Timberwolves mania, you know, and I was totally off about the Phoenix Suns thing, but we'll see how they do against Denver. But I should do a separate video on them, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. But you know, it's great that they played so well in the first round against Phoenix, even though they lost 3 games. But anyway, you know, Timberwolves fever, although, you know, the first game is on Saturday, which is also my wife's birthday, so I'm probably not going to be watching too much of it live, but anyway. So, on to the anniversaries for May 2024, and a few of these I don't have actual dates. There might be. I didn't do a little extra. When I put this together, like beginning of the year, last year, I didn't maybe find some of them in some of these. But anyway, so let's start to go. And I did this not the way I meant to do this. I'm going to have to flip this, I guess, because I want to do this chronologically. So, first one is the 20th anniversary of Marillion's Marbles. Now, it's listed as April 27th when the campaign people got their pre-orders, I think, was on the 27th. But the actual date that's listed is May 3rd. So today is April 30th, so this would be on Friday, the 20th anniversary, sort of in effect for Marillion's Marbles. They're sort of, you could say their third or fourth era's sort of statement record. Most people consider this the best or their favorite record of the last 20 years from Marillion, and sort of the modern Marillion per se, you know, even though it's 20 years old, but it's fantastic. I've said a lot about it. I'll be saying more about it when I get into 2004 albums of the year and stuff, but Ocean Cloud, The Invisible Man, Neverland, Genie, the campaign edition specifically. I have vivid memories of the whole experience with this record when I got the CD. It didn't have Ocean Cloud, it didn't have Genie, but it had, you know, Don't Hurt Yourself, it had Drilling Holes. There's so many moments on this record that are just unbelievable. You know, it really made me never question them again. So that's on the 3rd, 20th anniversary, this coming Friday. Alright, so I believe it's the debut album, which I don't believe I have the booklet anymore. You know, I think it was in that book, the CD book that I have misplaced or lost. But it's Atomic Opera, the third of the Texas, you know, with King's X and Galactic Cowboys. Atomic Opera's debut album for Madman Only, which was produced by Sam Taylor, who worked both with King's X and Galactic Cowboys around the same time. It's a fun debut album. Joyride is maybe the song I think of the first track I think of it most for, but maybe it's similar to King's X or maybe more similar to Galactic Cowboys, but it also is just, the singer's kind of distinct, but yeah, it's a fun record. They would go on to release a couple records after this, and they were working with Sam Taylor still at the point that King's X had parted ways with him, and Atomic Opera. and it was even more in the sort of Christian rock element. But I have a couple of them, Gospel Coal, and I forget the other one. But yeah, I mean, I could do more in depth. I probably should revisit this album, but I remember, it's like you got to hear Atomic Opera if you like Galactic Cowboys and King's X. But so that was on the 10th. I didn't even say the date. The 10th of May. That would be a week from Friday. Would be the 30th anniversary because it was released in 1994. It was released May 10th, 1994. So happy 30th anniversary to For Madmen Only from Atomic Opera. Again, I'm failing to have the actual cover. My apologies. So, all right, the same day, a week from Friday, would be the 5th anniversary of the last, it might be the final, I don't know, record from Arch Matheos, Winter Ethereal. Came out originally on May 10th, 2019, which, between the two Arch Matheos albums, I've concluded that I like this one more. Songs like Vermilion Moons and Solitary Man. The first two songs, the first side I really like. Kindred Spirits, it's technical still, but it's melodic. There's some stuff that are, tethered is kind of poppy. But, happy 5-year anniversary to Winter Ethereal from Arch Matheos. This coming, or a week from this Friday. So 2 days later, it would be a week from Sunday, the 12th of, a week from Cinco de Mayo. The 12th of May celebrates the 30th anniversary of the Tiles debut album. Tiles, the prog rock band very Rush-like band from Michigan. This came out May 12th, 1994. My favorites being Analysis Paralysis, Dancing Dogs, Token Pledge. Yeah, it's very Rush-like, but in a good way. I don't feel like... like I listen to Crown Lands or something, I feel like it's too much Rush-like. There's enough of a blend. And Enchant, I feel a similar fashion that they have a big Rush influence on them, but it's not super, it's not completely aping and becoming a clone band. But yeah, this was the album that got me into Tiles. I'm not a massive Tiles fan, but the first few records I definitely have a soft spot for. They were one of the bands in the 90s I got into when I was looking for other kinds of bands that filled that sort of Rush niche, that Rush style. Rush and Dream Theater, of course. They even opened for Dream Theater on the Scenes from Memory tour in Europe, I believe, in '99. So, yeah, the debut album from Tiles, happy 30th anniversary, a week from Sunday, the 12th of May. All right. So then, the day after, I don't have a physical copy, I don't believe, the most recent and probably it might be the final album from Agalloch, was released on May 13th, 2014, The Serpent and the Sphere, which might be in some ways the lightest Agalloch record, but I still enjoy it. But I mean, I'm not like a massive Agalloch fan. My favorite thing is the white EP that they did, but I like, some of the other records. And this record is no exception, so happy 20th anniversary, or 10th anniversary rather, to The Serpent and the Sphere, which will be a week from this coming Monday. Or 2 weeks from yesterday, on the 13th of May. So the day after that is the 15th anniversary of the final Maudlin of the Well album, Part the Second, which came out May 14th, 2009, which was funded mostly by a lot of fans, including myself, and there's one guy who won a bunch of money gambling. But it was a bunch of stuff they had recorded. They'd already got changed to be Cleo Dot and everything, but I was like, Maudlin of the Well, I'm on board. Even though there really isn't much death metal in this, I really enjoy this. I don't find it meanders the way that K.O. Dot does. So it has the Maudlin of the Well aesthetic and spirit and a lot of the same tropes. It's not as heavy, but still a good record. It's got 4 tracks, I believe. Yep, or 5. They're super long titles, of course, but show you. Anyway, happy 15th anniversary to Part the Second, originally released May 14th, so it'd be 2 weeks from today, actually. May 14th, 2009. So, let's moving on. On the 2 days later, so would it be 2 weeks from Thursday, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the most recent, a lot of final albums this month, anniversaries. Bryce Plays Drums, Minnesota's own prog rock band, Bryce Plays Drums, their third album, Progtagonist, which features my favorite song on here, that's the Sisyphus. That's the one that's the most kind of proggy and most similar to the previous record, which I love even more. But yeah, this most recent record, some of the guys in Bryce Play Drums are doing a band called the Dangle Trio, which is more kind of bluegrassy, kind of thing. It's not really all that proggy, a little bit, but this is really them doing more prog rock and kind of art rock too. But this is the final record they did. They obviously named it Progtagonist. It was released originally on May 16th, 2014. You can see. You can still stream it on their Bandcamp. I don't think it's on, unfortunately, I don't think it's on, what's it called, on Spotify. I could be wrong, but I think it's just Bandcamp. So that was on the 16th, so 2 weeks from Thursday will be the 10th anniversary. So 2 days later from that, so it would be 2 weeks from Saturday, I guess, the 15th anniversary of, I think they're kind of broken up at this point. They had another band called Alphabetical Orchestra, but the final record from Scotland's own My Latest Novel, Deaths and Entrances. I think their best record, actually. Very much like, they use horns and cellos and stuff like that. They're kind of folky. They use vocal harmonies. The album came out in 2009 on May 18th. Kind of actually impressed me because I listened to the previous record and liked it, but didn't like it nearly as much. I think it was called, Wolves. But, yeah, they're from Scotland. I liken them as the Scottish answer to Anathallo, although you could say Typhoon, or because when this came out, Typhoon really wasn't known that well. You didn't have Family Crest either, really. But Deaths and Entrances is a great unknown record. I don't know if it ever came on vinyl. It would be nice if it would be released on vinyl. But again, the members did a band called Alphabetical Orchestra, which I have one of the EPs over there. But it wasn't quite like My Latest Novel. But I always liked their name too. But anyway, so happy 15th anniversary to Deaths and Entrances, the most recent or final album from My Latest Novel, released May 18th, 2009. Then we got May 22nd. I don't have a physical copy, but Queen's, the album I just was listening to today, and I'm going to be talking about again probably in the next few days. Their album The Miracle from 1989, originally released May 22nd, 1989. So happy 35th anniversary to The Miracle, which features... most well-known song is I Want It All, but the title track, there's some other ones, Breakthrough, that I like on it. So, good record, actually. I probably have slept on it. So that's on May 22nd. So it'd be, when it would be, let's see, what today's the 30th, the 1st. A few weeks from, I guess I should be looking at a calendar when I'm doing this. 22nd of May falls on a Wednesday. So it'd be, 3 weeks from tomorrow. 4 weeks from tomorrow, actually, because tomorrow's the 1st, so 1, 2, 3 weeks from tomorrow. So, alright. So then on the 30th of May, we celebrate in effect, the 25-year anniversary of this record, although the dates are definitely there are multiple dates, like Marillion's Marbles. The Dredg debut album, Leitmotif. This is an original copy. The thing's coming out of the case, but concept album, listed as a sort of an official on this label, this independent label they released. This was later released on Olone, but I forget what's the name of. Actually, this is Enhanced CD. I didn't even realize that. Their independent label, they released it to public, like in stores, especially in the Bay Area, or like in Los Gatos where they lived, on May 30th, 1999. Of course, it was get picked up and released on Interscope. They got the major label contract in 2001, but it was actually originally given to people or sold at shows, I think, maybe in 98. So, because I've seen 98, I've seen 99, I've seen 2001, of course, for the late, but I'm going with the 99 release for it. So, Dredge's Leitmotif, one of the best debut albums of the 90s. A very good, even though it's raw, it has a Tool influence. Big jump up from their previous, like they had these EPs and singles they had put out, which was more like rap rock and some, like that kind of new metal influence, but, I like Lechium, I like Symbol Song, Yahada Hazi's one of the staples live. This whole record's great. So, Dredge's Leitmotif, happy 25th anniversary. Would it be 3 weeks from, was I figured out it was a Thursday? Was it Wednesday or Thursday, the 22nd? I can't keep track of these dates in my head perfectly. Yeah, Wednesday, so 3 weeks from tomorrow. So, tomorrow's, May 1st. So, the last one I have a date for is ELO's Discovery. I didn't write any tracklets on, but they're ELO's, it's kind of the second to last or last classic ELO album. I just think of Into the Blue as like their peak, of course, but May 31st, 1979. So the 45th anniversary of that will be on the 31st of May. Which is, again, looking at the calendar, it's, what would it be, 4 weeks from Friday, this is the 3rd. So, yeah, happy 45th anniversary to ELO's discovery. So I got a few other records that, and I couldn't find actual dates, but I found that they were released in May of an anniversary year. So, the first one, here, let's see if I can pull them out in the order I have them listed. They're not really, obviously, because I don't know the actual dates, I don't know when they came out, but this was a 1974 album. I actually got 4 of them. I only have 3 physical copies. But Renaissance is, in fact, this is like their 4th record, but it was the 2nd record, I believe. Or no, it was the 3rd record with Annie Haslam, so it would be like their 5th record. Turn of the Cards, great record. I talked about in the 70, whatever it was, the 74 albums of the year list. But Running Hard, Black Flame, Mother Russia. I think if you, I don't understand, it's a great record. Like every Renaissance record in the 70s to me, basically, it's pretty much without flaw. And it's, so happy 50th anniversary this coming month. I don't know maybe the date could be found somewhere. My friend Chris will probably find it. To Renaissance's Turn of the Cards. All right, so I got 3 more. It's not a long list. Well, the next one I have listed is 10cc's Sheet Music, which came out the same month as Renaissance's in 1974. So another great record. One of the records I want to seek out on vinyl if I can. But I don't think that's the record with I'm Not Unloving. It was the one after that. Anyway, that was from 74. So happy 50th anniversary to Sheet Music. I'm going to get around to listening to that this month again, maybe. So I got 2 more. Michael Nesmith, his album from 1979, Infinite Rider on the Big Dogma, which has one of my favorite, not my favorite, but one of my favorite Nesmith songs in, I believe this is the one that has Capsule, isn't it? Maybe not. No, it has Cruisin'. Yeah, no, it has Capsule. But I remember listening, I remember talking, I revisited this a few months ago when I was doing 79, this 45th anniversary of Infinite Rider on the Big Dogma, and it's a different kind of record. It isn't as country rock. There's more rock to it, more blues rock to it. But Capsule's just dreamy. It's so like narrative. It just works so well, sort of like a surrealistic, dreamy kind of. I don't know. It's sort of ahead of its time in some ways. But yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite Nesmith record. I mean, my wife doesn't like it even as much as I probably like it more than her. But Flying Karaoke. Yeah, Flying Karaoke. That was one of the other ones I remember really liking. I think Cruisin' he did like a video for anyway. So happy 45th anniversary this coming month in May 2024 to Michael Nesmith's Infinite Rider on the Big Dogma. And it was his last record. He didn't release, I don't think, any studio albums in the 80s. So it was like the last record for like over 10 years. Then he did The Garden. But so the final one on here is sort of a 2004 plus 2017 release. It's Self's Ornament and Crime, the long-awaited release for this. It was released to fans, I believe, digitally in 2004 after having to squabble with the label, and they dropped Self. It came out in 2004. Then they've put it out physically on vinyl and everything in 2017. But it's some of it's more poppy, but it just when Self writes pop songs, they usually work super well. I love a lot of things. LA Radio is one of my favorites on here, but I love a lot of tracks. And then in my ranking the Self records, it's right up there. So happy 20th anniversary, sort of, to Ornament and Crime from Self. I guess I could have had Porno Mint and Crime too, but I think that actually came out in 2005 digitally. Because again, he put it up digitally for fans to either buy or just download free in 2004 after that whole issue with the label, and But anyway, we wanted a physical copy, and finally we took whatever it was. That was 13 years later. So that's it for the anniversaries. What is coming out this month? What this month in May of 2024 is that celebrating an anniversary among those, or other stuff I didn't include? I'd love to hear about it. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. And I can say that, I got 89 in the works. I have a couple other things in the works. I mean, again, I could do a Timberwolves video. But anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.